Welcome back to the channel. Here we are in the next episode for Vacrus the Riven Realms. So, in this episode, we're going to be doing what we have to do with the Black Knight. We have to go to the warehouse and proceed with the ambush on the warehouse where the abolitionists are hiding. We're going to do that. We cannot go, and we were they negated us the entrance to the Slack Fort. We did, of course, if we go here to the journal, we are going to see that we did the stuff that he asked us to do. That was... where is it? It's not here. Well, I meant... the thing that we did with... we cannot go to the fighting pit because we have lost the last battle. Sedarias hideout, we already did that. And perhaps we can go to the foundries before going there. Let's just go here to see what is this. So, Avernum is a city of foundries and smelters due to its proximity to areas where ore can still be prospected or scavenged on the continent. Below the Villa district, the streets between the walls and the central hill are stacked with metallurgists, workshops, and smithies. I think this is the place where Javik suggested that we had to go and smelt some of the metal scrap that we have so we can pay our crew. Let's remember that it is very important to have our crew in a good order state, because if they mutiny, we're screwed. So more than anywhere else in the city, the air is almost black with the smoke and belches forth from the many chimneys and furnaces. It is unbearably hot here, yet many people flock in here to do business with the smelters and smiths. So we can talk to the smiths about equipment made of metal, smelt metal scraps into ingots, smelt down the arms and armor of the dead Sergorodites. By the way, I don't remember. We can do that. Why not? Let's not touch the smelt scraps into ingots. I don't remember what was exactly the Sergorodites, the Black Knight told us. Was he said something like do whatever you want with this, yeah, so we're going to do that. We are going to smelt down the arms, 1 iron, 1 bronze. Okay, so now we have an iron. Let's go to the market and we can sell this. Iron ore melted into bars. Though fairly common pre-calamity, iron is a rarity these days and is thus very valuable. There we go. So we have a lot of money right now.
Battle stations.
Battle stations!
I have something around 1 minute to tell you what is Victor's Wargaming and why you should stay here and subscribe. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the best Wargaming channel in YouTube. In this channel I try demos, do videos about turn-based, real-time tactics, real-time strategy, grand strategy, and mill sims.
Impressive.
What are you waiting for? This is the moment for you to subscribe. Let's get on with the video. So we can pay perfectly our crew. And yeah, I am sure that that guy said something around those lines, that the Asculate charm, the magical charm, was to be stayed with us, and we could do whatever we want with the other stuff. So let us go to the warehouse. You arrive at the rendezvous point set by Sedarias, accompanied by your fighting crew only. It is a few blocks away from the warehouse itself, in the enclosed atrium of an abandoned house. A group of grim-faced and visibly anxious Sergordite novices is gathered around the several priests and executors. The Black Knight is also there, standing tall next to wall. arms crossed, looking at his allies thoughtfully. Everything happens fairly fast afterward. You learn of the attack plan that involves the Sargordite surrounding the warehouse and blocking all exits. A force of executors and priests attacks from two sides. In the meantime, you take your companions and Sedarias to the third rear door in an alley and deal with the ones that remain. The strike force sets out immediately. Following Sedarias, you go around several blocks and end up behind the warehouse. The attack commences as planned with novices rushing into the streets. Your group enters the black alley just as you hear the shouts and painful cries. The main force must have entered the warehouse. You don't even make it to the back door when it bursts open, and several armed men rush out. Your companions and fighters engage them right away. Okay. We're not in a very good shape, but now we have the executor. I think we can deal with this. Okay, we also have prepare boost the initiative of a companion for the current round. We can do this. So he's going to be before inspire, boost defense of the companion for 3 rounds. So I'm choosing her, I think, to boost and inspire again. So we did two times this. So first of all, we have this guy. This guy has shattered blow, armor piercing. Do we have any armor here? I think we have shield push, smashing blow. Let's do this one. Bane. Let's remember this guy is very, very powerful. Okay, that was a critical. That's interesting. You freaking missed that? So I cannot get... I don't have resourcefulness. Well, I think we're doing well. There we go. You are quickly finishing off stragglers and gather your team after the skirmish when a wounded priest stumbles out of the back entrance. Panting, he tells you that the warehouse is cleared out, but a group of abolitionists managed to break out and escape through rooftops towards the south. Sedarias beacons you, and you start to run. You catch up with the fleeing foes as they descend from a low building's roof onto the abandoned street. One of them, an archer, spots you and let loose an arrow. It pierces the throat of one of your fighters, who tumbles to the ground. Sedarias charges ahead with a war cry. Your group and theirs clash moments later. But we are we're very weak at this point. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult indeed. We need to... Javik is out of action. Okay, this guy is strong enough to deal with these guys. Are you kidding me? The abolitionists fight like corner rats. Your companions fall one by one until you have to retreat. Alone, you run through the alleys to get as far as away as possible from the battle. But your foes know these streets all too well. The last thing you see is the flash of a blade when you turn a corner, sharp pain stabs into your chest.
I can't be certain, as it happened a long time ago, but I believe I might be mistaken here. I might have gone off on a tangent. Let me go back a bit.
So, we still have this, so I think that the first thing that we will have to do right now is to go to the Mancio. Go to rest. And pay these guys and deal with this. Go for a little bit of food and morale and stuff. I'm going to do this one and get ourselves with a little bit of medicine with these guys. So there we go. Now let's do it again. We'll have to do it again. Okay. So at this point, I think we're good. There's nothing else we can do. I don't want to spend all of the money that I have here. So we go to the warehouse at this point. Yeah, hopefully we're going to do a better job in here. Okay, let's do it. We have the initiative stuff here, which I think we will need. So I'm gonna bring her here. Then I will do this. Great. Double attack. I don't know why he missed. Blow his mind. Okay, we dealt with that. Now we hit this one. We can still do inspire, boosting the defenses for this companion. An excellent critical. Okay, so now it is the second battle. We can do a premonition here. That was a big hit. We cannot fix her, but I can help him. Wow, this thing is brutal. Come on. I can deal with these guys. They're really destroying my troops in here. Wow, that was a critical. I need to hit him one more. There we go. Okay, though clearly wounded, the archer manages to get away. Her men sacrifice themselves to save her. There's no point in trying to catch her, as your own companions are fairly badly bruised themselves. You trudge back to the warehouse, now secured by the Zergordites. The streets are a grim sight. Bodies or parts of them lie everywhere. Mostly abolitionists, but quite a lot of novices too. An executor reports to Sedarias apparently all but a handful of the enemy was slain, while they lost a priest, 2 executors, and dozen novices. In spite of all that, it is clearly visible that they are elated by the bloodshed. They have also taken a prisoner who is being questioned as testified by the painful cries coming from the warehouse. Sedarias tells you to wait here while he personally interrogates the captive. Say nothing, let them know you don't like these methods, say nothing. The painful cries and sobs escalate through after Sedarias enters the warehouse, only turning to dead silence after a couple of minutes. The knight returns a moment later. Something tells you he got what he wanted. We gain 10 insight. Sergorod is with us, Vagros, so we have struck a major blow to the enemy. But at what cost? And I can see that this this exchanging between resources and bros money, because it's brutal. It's brutal because I had to spend half of the money that I got when I did the smelting thing, and now I have half of that, and I have still stuff to do here in the city, and then we have to go to the wasteland. It's brutal. I'm right now feeling how difficult it is. We have he says that we have struck a major blow. Judging from the contraband in this building, these abolitionists have been smuggling goods they took from Komitati. I hope this guy is going to give me something. And other travelers for years. The tunnel they dug under the wall that connects to the warehouse confirms this. Our prisoner was kind enough to tell on his friends, though. There are 3 camps hidden in Arena's Vorax where they direct their attacks from. Isn't that Arena's Vorax is a place that we are not supposed to go? Where they direct their attacks from, and each no more than several days of travel from Avernum to the south and east. Our next move is to strike these camps. Why he says our next move? I have my own agenda, man. Now that their operation in the city is eliminated, their supporters and allies will lay low for a quiet a while after today's show of force. Looking at you with he pauses, looking at you with a piercing gaze. I have decided that we'll join your comitatus and you'll help us seek these camps in the wasteland. Oh God! So he's joining the comitatus. Well, at least we have a good fighter with us. Yeah. I can say fair enough, not like I can deter you, but no, I'm going to say I may go along with this, but you'll have to give me more than promise. So there's a hint of indignance in the Black Knight's voice as he speaks. The moment we capture their leader, that archer bitch, you'll get your reward as well as the eternal gratitude of my order. Or are you doubting my words? Wow, this guy is so arrogant. To underline his point, several Sergorodites move closer to you and your companions. All of a sudden, the alley feels very crowded. You do not wish to defy the will of Sergorod, do you, Vagros? Should you do so, a terrible curse will be placed on you and your crew. Let's remember that these guys have the power of doing that because they worship this god. This gears will not be lifted until I say so. Consider your comitatus commandeer until this business is finished. From this point onwards, you and your crew will always be accompanied by Sergorodites. Javik says nothing, but you can almost feel his ire. Is it directed at you? And now Javik is angry with us. For better or worse, your fate seems tied to that of these abolitionists. Even if we didn't ask for that. Sedarias joined our comitatus. Before you leave the site of the brutal fight, Sedarias turns to you. So that you know how valuable your aid is to the Empire and its tireless servants, I want you to know this. I hereby vow on the name of Sergorod that should you aid me in eliminating the threat of these abolitionists and help me capture their leader, I shall set you free from your services and see to it that you'll be most handsomely rewarded. Okay. What can I do? The knight has a constipated look, like someone who has a really hard time admitting something. He cleared his throat. Now, I hope that this Suffices. Go and see to your business here quickly. We set out as soon as you are able. Are you not going to give me something, some coin? I have people to feed, bro. You take your leave and trudge back to the Mansio with your companions bruised and bone-tired. A platoon of Sergorod executors already guard the inn by the time you get there, packed and ready to leave Avernum with you. Wow. I'm going to liberate a couple of these guys. Do I have to liberate another 3 so they are submissive at least? So let's end the day. Let's end the day with a good night's sleep in the Mansis rooms. Good. So we finish here and we can still seek out the foundries. See if we can do something. Smelt metal scrapped into ingots. I'm gonna do that. I will smelt 1 scrap metal. I will smelt 5. Take your ingots. Yeah, there's nothing we can do with this because right now, leave the foundries, go here, sell all of this. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to have this. And then I'm going to sell this in Davin. That's it. I need the coin. We're in a very, very big mission. So right now we go out, leave the settlement. You make ready to leave Avernum. Fewer than 5 scouts require you. You have 3. Story is in alignment. Morwen is not severely wounded, and your story is in alignment. You need at least 5 scouts to locate the hidden camps. And you have 3. Okay. I have 3. How do I go back? Okay, we have to go here. We need to buy some scouts. Is that enough? We have 4. Okay, there we go. You approach the gates, comitatus packed up and ready to go with a lot of coin. So we have grim-faced Sergordites approach you with slaves in tow that carry amphorae full of supplies. My contribution to the journey, the Black Knight says. Huh, okay. 350 supplies. Thank God they did something. The guards check your cargo and talk to you briefly as the comitatus moves through the gate. Did you pay your tax upon entry? I have already paid the tax. You are finally outside the city gates. The comitatus stretches out into a line and you start to head towards your destination. So we have here the 3 brothers you promised to take to Ash await you here. You take them along. Yeah. There we go. 3 brothers joins the comitatus and we are ready to continue this
With the
story.
Black Knight's investigation concluded in Avernum, we were yet again chained to his will and purpose. Commandeered from our original venture, we set out across vast plains of sand and rock in search of escaped slaves that preyed upon travelers. We could only dream that we'd make it out of this predicament alive and could return to our journey eastwards.
Wow, okay. So we gotta go to Ash. We have some people that will want to go here. The 3 brothers. They are just following us as passengers. There is 5 to 8 days travel from our point to there. We have the Omfalat outpost in here, which is 1 to 2 days. We don't have an entry here apparently. If we will have a codex entry, we will have that thing here. So then we have here the abomination. So we could go down here, but this means that we're going to go into The Fury's Whip. Well, basically, it's the Lake of the Flame Tear. Just imagine the name, the Lake of the Flame Tear, and we have to go there. We have a lot of stuff in here. The Black Knight. There are several camps in here near Larnak, of course, which is 5 to 8 days. We have also here the village of Utvorar, in which we have to take the Jakra Alpha. So we have to hunt the Jakra Alpha and finally capture the Outlaw Chieftain, and we have to give it to Skornar, apparently. This is an encampment, 3 to 5 days. Then we have here the Black Knight Abolitionist camp, everything that goes further in there. So we have to think about this thing that we're going to be doing here, because as far as I remember, we can return to Avernum and get our money back, you know. Wow, this is going to be crazy. This is indeed an open world. So what we have to do, what we're going to do first. Okay, let me see. We have here the journal. In the journal, we have the qualities. What is that? You encounter the last pilgrimage a second time in a matter of days. Corner promised his help in finding out about the Smelter Collegium involvement in the abolitionist. We have the tasks. A wandering old man. Deliver the wandering old man to Ash. The Sergorodites, they travel with the Sergorodites until they are ready to depart. The three brothers, again to Ash. Rumors. Bounties. There's talk of a bunch of bounties put out by the Avernum's administrator. This is everything that we have taken, and we talked about that. So let's go capture. Again, we have the capture or kill. Could either capture Kovies or kill him, depending on what we want to do with that. And then we have concluding the Sedarias investigation. Okay, so we're good. We're good. So what are we going to do now? We can go down here. This is the place where, and now it opens up, as you can see. Let's remember that we have 3 days supplies. We have 3 days supplies. We're ill-fed. We can relocate 3 march movement points to regular movement points and cost 4 resourcefulness, and can be done every 3 days to be able to march further. Also, we have a lot of coin. That's something clear. Price history. So here we can see where in scrap heap. Oh, this is amazing. We can see where can we buy stuff, where the stuff is going to be more expensive. We can buy in Avernum and sell. This is good. This is good. Okay, so we have another thing here. This is the year 1097, month 3, day 3. Okay, what do we do now? The 3 brothers. Take the 3 brothers. What do we do now? Here we have the possibility to increase the resourcefulness, which, well, we can do savvy here, negotiations, perceptive, which is going to increase vigilance, exploit. You can use resourcefulness to reroll available contracts. Enhance, you can use to rise the success chance of tests in events. To rise crew morale. To grant POW to companions in companion combat. Boost. Rise the level of companion skills. Unlocks advanced actions as well as the ability to resourcefulness to rise combat strength in crew combat. Healer. Let's do this one. This looks good. It looks fantastic to be able to heal and possess knowledge of the world's history, both pre and post calamity. Let's do this one. Let's do also hunting. I will do hunting. I want more hunting. A lot of hunting. Magic sense, intimidation, discipline. I want intimidation as well. Going up all the way, intimidation and hunting. And also scouting base chance. Can we do something about survival? What is this? Foraging. Foraging. Yeah. So now I can learning the laws, theories, and application of magic. Dexterous, mighty. Measure of character stamina. Navigation. Let's do this one. Okay, I think we're fine. We're fine. Hopefully we're fine. So where do we go? Where do we go? Do we go first here? I think we have to go down first. But there's an encampment here, an Ophalat outpost here. We could try to go there. Or this settlement looks good, but if we... let's see, if we go down first... What is this? If we go down and we circle like this and then go up... wait, can we do this and then here and then here and then here and then we return? So we're going to try to go to the Ophalat outpost. Is an 1 to 2 days. We don't have any entry on the Ophalat outpost at this point, I think. No, we don't. So we will have to go and check there. The Ophalat outpost is here. 13 days, 17, 15, 17. Okay. Let's move down here. Let's go. And I'm gonna push. No, you know what? I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here. So, the deputy's pane is now active. Navigate to it by clicking the assigned deputies or clicking the deputies sheet on the top left. Where is the deputies thing? Okay, here we are. Now, this is getting very interesting. Deputies are your officers in the comitatus. On this pane, you can assign your companions to deputy roles and check what boons each deputy provides. You can assign a companion to a deputy role by dragging and dropping their portrait in an available slot. Available slots are signified by a coin. Only companions with a deputy perk can be assigned. One companion can only fill one role, even if they are eligible to more, and each role can be filled only once. The maximum number of assigned deputy roles depend on your authority, a leader characteristic. Assigned deputies unlocks new equipment slots for the comitatus. Though you can only assign or remove deputies roles while in camp or resting, you can always consult this pane through the comitatus management window or directly from the leader window. Assign Morwyn to the Scoutmaster deputy role and then close the window. So we have to assign Morwyn to the Scoutmaster. The Scoutmaster gives +1. These are like jobs, specific jobs that these guys are going to be using. So the Scoutmaster is going to give +1 max movement and scouting base chance, which we need because we need to get good with hunting and scavenging. Scouting base chance has now going to be increased, including the thing that we just did that was increasing the perks for scouting. So the head of the scouts who coordinates their activities. So this is going to be Morwyn. We place her here and she's going to be now the scout. He's the chief handler. The chief handler is the guy that is the beastmaster, the trainer, responsible for all the animals of the comitatus. He works with the stuff of consumption, of what the mounts are going to eat, the beasts are going to eat, how are the beasts are going to be treated. So he's going to get, it's like the marshal, okay, basically. Can we place him in another place? I don't think so. So we have that. For the deputies, we're going to pay now. We don't want to pay later. We're going to give less rations. And we're going to get... Oh god, no, are you kidding me? Now there are mutinies. The slave workforce is mutinous. You're gonna be kidding me, right? Let's send supplies to scouts to hunt and to forage, all of them, not the slaves. And then the day. Oh my god. Can't believe this. Can't believe this. Now they are angry because, oh my god. Let's do it. We got supplies, which is fantastic. The scouting icon is now active on the node radial menu. Where is it? Click on the node you currently occupy and then on the eye icon. Critical fail for the hunting. Okay. You have experienced rising disobedience among your involuntary workforce lately. So something is bound to happen when slaves are disgruntled. Fewer than 2 obedience required, and you have 1. Your guards reported down that some of the food is gone. So now the slaves are taking the food. It was the slaves, apparently. At least that is what your comments keep telling you. What do we do about it? We just lost 20 supplies. The slaves are getting a little bit mutinous. Either of these options can have a range of unforeseeable consequences. Liberate a slave. Try to earn their trust by being lenient. I can increase this by 15%, which I don't think it's going to... It's not going to work. It's not going to work, I think. It is moderate at this point. Punish them severely. And we fail. Your ploy fails miserably. Not only does the behavior of your slaves not improve, but your actions also seem to have caused quite a defiance to be built up in them. God. They're mutinous. We'll have to deal with this situation. This is the outpost that we need to reach. Let's move here. Click on the node you currently occupy. Okay, here. Scouting allows you to gather information about what is going to happen in the nearby nodes before committing to your comitatus to a path forward. And that is fantastic because that's a way of understanding our path ahead. This is done by sending your scouts out. Scouting is divided into 2 categories, manual scouting and auto scouting. Both forms serve the purpose of revealing important information about combat encounters, hunting, foraging, and events in the surrounding area. Manual scouting covers anything from the node you occupy to a large surrounding area that stretches out far into the distance. The more distance covered, the higher the movement points cost. The amount of movement points needed is also dependent on the number of scouts you choose to send, and the extent of the area you elect to cover surrounding the comitatus. These factors, among others, also indicate your probability of success or failure, as indicated besides odds. The colored icons represent the different things that you can find, and the upward arrow on the right side allows you to use resourcefulness to guarantee results in a specific category, regardless of your normal chances to succeed or fail at scouting. Scouting is not without risks. Your scouts may not return in case of failure. Use the plus button to set up a minimum scouting distance of 3. Then click on the Send Scouts button to send your scouts. So we have to use the plus button to set up a minimum scout distance of 3. Scout now. Send scouts. I'm going to send a distance of 3 nodes away. You can see that it's represented in here in blue. Then it says combat encounter, hunting, foraging, event. We are 3 days with this. The guys are mutinous. Okay, so if we go for hunting, guarantee scouting success in this category by spending 2 resourcefulness to hunt and also to forage. Okay, so we can send scouts. Is going to cost 3 points, 3 movement points, and I'm sending the 5 scouts in here. So let's go. You can now see the results of your scouting. The success of your scouting in each direction is indicated by the chevron icons next to the numbered elements. Sorry, to the numbered emblems. These emblems are also shown on the campaign map, where they remain and can be checked for 3 in-game days. Mousing over them brings up the same percentage-based information that is normally shown in a list format on the scouting UI. This is getting very interesting. For each node where scouting was successful, percentage appears with icons related to the certain encounter types. The scroll icon indicates an event, either a priority or a chance event. The axe icon indicates a combat encounter. The crossed out circle icon indicates the chance of nothing happening, and the arrow and berries icon represents hunting and foraging based success chance on the node. In the case of the critical success, you get more precise information, and the blue scroll icon indicates an available priority event, story related or fixed local event, while the golden scroll icon indicates a random event. Failed scouting provides no information or events, while critical failure incurs losses to your scouts. Results are still shown for failed results when resourcefulness was used with manual scouting to guarantee success in the category. With that, the tutorial part of the Pilgrims of the Wasteland has come to an end. The scenario itself goes on for quite a while after this, however, and you can pursue the story to its end or leave for now and jump into the main campaign, which we are not going to do. If you continue the Pilgrims of the Wasteland, you might experience some marked rise in difficulty and lack of hand-holding. So this is the point in which there's no more explanation and we are alone in our path, which is fantastic. This is intentional. Completing the scenario is by no means an easy endeavor. So remember that you can always return to it once you are more experienced with the game in general. The developer is trying to scare us. Okay, so we're alone. Welcome to this world full of dangers. Okay. Let us acquire supplies, you see. As an alternative to acquiring supplies when you camp and end the day, you may also acquire supplies during the day. This can often be useful as the node you choose to hunt or forage on may have a significant impact on the result. In almost all cases, this will cost 2 movement points if you decide to go and acquire supplies. If you do not have any remaining movement points, it will instead cost 1 vigor. Take a look at that. How interesting these mechanics are. You can send out multiple hunting and foraging expeditions during a day, though this will face diminishing returns depending on the outcome of previous attempts. So here, costing 2 movement points, I can send, not the slaves, I don't want the slaves to do stuff here, send these guys to acquire supplies. And we got. Failed? Let's see, can we advance in here? Let's see. I think we can. We successfully gained hunting, which is fantastic. This allows us for 5 days of supplies. We're doing fantastic here. So now we have the option of sending scouts because we're very close. So we're going to send scouts here instead of that hunting, sending scouts on a distance of 3. Oh, we can't. Should I choose where? Wait, so we found... Did we found something? Discovery, 0%, 0%. What is this? Does that mean that we have possibilities there? We cannot move further in here, so we're going to camp in here. Okay. People are distressed right now. Sending steel for supplies on this. I'm going to liberate... How many we have? I'm going to liberate 3 of them. They're unruly. And I'm gonna try to give a little bit more of supplies. Hey, now. Now what happened? Are we like to save the game like this? No, it's just saved every end of the day. 3 days. So, sending now scouts further. Scout now for like this. Let's do it. I think we found something. I think this is the amount of... Let's see. 18% chance. We have more chance in here, apparently. So what this means if I move here? Can we do this? No. So, okay, we stay here. Sustained. Require supplies. Let's do this one. Okay. Scouting. One day of supplies. Come on. Get something, guys. Get something here. Okay, the Comitatus makes its way across the jagged bone-hued reaches of the smolder bone flats when you glimpse a rather distinct formation from afar. First you believe it to be an unusually tall rock, but that observation is only half true. Upon approaching, you realize it is some kind of watchtower carved out from one of the region's characteristic natural stone spires. Its entrance is shielded by an awning and several guardsmen loiter around it. They appear quite relaxed, from which you conclude that there must be other unseen, maybe even magical security. Atop the tower, ragged flag thrashes about, depicting a manticore, clearly the crest of the Venari trading house. Based upon the fact that you are in one of the smolder bones' more volcanic territories, you have a pretty good guess as to what this building might be, the entrance to one of the several underground mushroom plantations in the area. Although you don't really deem this place dangerous, you also have more important things to do. This might prove to be an excellent trading opportunity. So we approach. The guards at the entrance get somewhat more attentive as you stride towards them, but still not exactly worried or alert. I have to do this because we don't have supplies at this point. You'd say they're used to dealings with comitatii, and being in the employ of merchants might even welcome them. The way they address you supports this assumption. Well met, Vagrus. If you wish to trade, the Ophalat outpost welcomes you. Step inside, but first leave all your weapons to our care. Rest assured, they will be returned once you depart. Abandon your weapons. Better not risk walking into an unknown building without means of defense. Let's do that. Let's do that. We're inside this thing. What is this? You entrust your weapons to the guards and enter the tower, followed by only some of your closest companions. Several watchmen escort you down a spiral staircase worked into the malleable ground. Unsurprisingly, the tower was just a front for the volcanic cavern sprawling beneath the surface. Descending on a complex array of vast racks carved from bone, you finally enter a huge subterranean grotto of pale luminescence. The place is riddled with a sweet, musky scent and tall, tree-like fungi, each of them gently glowing in the dark, including the salamander there. Between them there are small huts of clay and a multitude of workers scurrying around the stems, doing harvest work, some on ladders, some on ropes dangling from the caps high above. Again, others tending to the mushrooms with fertilizers and dung. A pale half-naked man with exceptionally bulbous eyes walks towards you, smiling around, arms wide open. Oh, new business partners, I reckon. Welcome. It's been quite a while since we've had the pleasure to speak with fellow merchants. My name is Kuath, and I am the superintendent for this humble farming operation of the Venari trading family. Looks like he's a little bit on edge. You should press him about that. Buy some mushrooms. No, we are not willing to buy. Although he tries to hide it, Superintendent Kuath is visibly nervous. Is there some kind of a problem? You ask. What, a problem? No, nothing that should concern you. Just the regular stress of being responsible for everything around here. Perhaps we can get a little bit of these. Maybe this would be a time to utilize Javik's talents. Let's do this. Come on, you can tell me. Maybe I can help. Try to persuade him to talk. Succeeded. So be it, but not here. Follow me. And we can help him, and perhaps we are going to get some stuff. Now that we're working for the Imperials, we can do whatever. Quoth leads you to a small cavern opening from the back wall of the larger grotto and separated by a rat curtain from the rest of the farm. Judging from the pile scrolls stacked on a desk and on the shelves, this must be his office. Even most of the workers don't know, hence the need for privacy. I'm not sure I can trust you, but I am in dire need for someone competent, or at least more mobile than me. Spit it out, my friend. Superintendent Kuath sighs. Might as well tell you, see, a couple of months ago our mushrooms started withering, rotting, which is a bit strange for something that thrives on rot to begin with. My best guess is that after exhausting the upper layers of the soil, we dug too deep and unleashed something. Maybe some kind of a magical effect, some anomaly, a residue from the calamity. We didn't even notice it in the beginning because apparently the rot eats the fungi from the inside. The first sign was when some of the workers started getting sick. Oh, and it's not exactly lethal, at least not right away. But it dehydrates and weakens anyone who digests the mushrooms to a degree that makes survival in the wasteland extremely difficult, if not outright impossible. So he was about to sell me all of the shit. And then there's the spores that might spread the contagion further. Go on. It doesn't appear to be very contagious, but of course we quarantine the afflicted. Only a few select workers know. The rest were told it's a case of scurvy, which is quite believable, as we tend to follow a rather simple diet down here. Meanwhile, we we tend to follow a rather simple diet, and we had just enough upper caves left to keep on harvesting healthy specimens for a while. And it's obviously that we're alarmed at this point. Oh, don't worry, should you have purchased some of our goods already? That was the thing that I was thinking. So he was about to sell those goods to us. Let me assure you that we still have a large quantity of uncontaminated mushrooms. Okay. We're looking for profit, yes, but that doesn't include losing our potential long-term customers to disease. You must understand that this whole operation was entrusted to me, and my Venari superiors are unforgiving, to put it mildly. To put it mildly. I hope I could find a remedy before it's too late, but now, must admit, I'm at my wit's end. You seem to be someone of vast resources. Maybe you could help me out. I wouldn't be ungrateful. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, we have this option here, which is interesting. We can try to blackmail him because of the information that he gave to us, but we don't know how much he's going to pay when he says that they are going to give us if we help them. We can do whatever you want. What would you have me to do? But guess you'd like... We're in a dire situation as well. So guess you'd like your employees to remain unaware. I could be persuaded to make sure of that. Kuath snorts, but his eyes are flickering around nervously. And what makes you think I couldn't have you taken into custody and flayed alive at the snap of my fingers? Well, there is a whole comitatus station outside of your farm, my friend. Sure, you could take me and my present companions rather easily, especially without our weapons, but I believe you can picture what happens if we fail to emerge from these caves after a while. You possibly could also defeat the comitatus, yes, but your losses would be still tremendous. And if anything, that surely would gain the attention of your supervisors, who would no doubt come to investigate. You wouldn't have thought it to be possible, but Kuath grows even paler. With a smile, you continue. So let's do the reasonable thing here, my friend. You compensate me handsomely for my, let's call it, silent cooperation, and I'll be on my way without further fuss. To Tartaris with you, Bagrus, Kuath growls. Have it your way, then. I offer you a whole stack of fungi. I'm afraid that just won't do. I'm afraid that just won't do. Where are your possible losses? You drive a hard bargain, Vagrus. The superintendent says, this is my final offer. 1.5 stack of ghost mushrooms. You either take it or I'll gut you myself. Consequences be damned. Maybe you rotting flesh would prove to be the exact dung go for fungi needed to fight the sickness. Defiance in his voice suggests he's not jesting. You know when to withdraw. A little while later, you watch with glee as the mushroom farm's workers load your beasts of burden with sacks of precious cargo. Then bid farewell to this pathetic place, knowing you were victorious today. We leave the Ophaland outpost with 75 mushrooms. You ascend the racks and the spiral staircase. As you return to the surface tower, the guards hand back your weapons and you return to the comitatus. We're done here, guys. But I'm not I don't know. What do we have here? Because we have these mushrooms, but it is not increasing the amount of stuff that we are able to do here. So sending scouts. Scout now. You don't have enough MP. And if we are here, now we will have to go down south, I think. What if we reach Ash first? Ash is at 4 to 5 days. This thing here is to 3 to 4 days. It's the same amount of time. And I think that Ash is going to be better because we will get stuff in there. So we'll have to go here. The Comitatus has in better days. In fact, your comments are in a pretty full mood. You managed to avert or prevent the worst thing that have come up today. So we camp here. And now we send for this. We have one less scout in here. 0 days. So we're losing. We don't have more stuff. So what do we do now? We're in a very dire situation here.